Hello friend, this is a continuation of the CICS part 3. Today we will discuss on how to create the physical map. First of all, why we need to create the physical map, how we will get like a requirement. The physical map will come from the requirement, then we have to do generation, and then we have to define the physical map. Like first it will start the map preparation begin with the requirement definition, and we can able to create the physical map by using the two tools. One is the CSP and a SDF tool. CSP nothing but cross system product, and say SDF nothing but screen definition facility too. And we have like option, this is in ISPF, like a SDF tool. Mostly will like a more all companies will use the SDF tool to creation of the physical map. And we will call like this is like a BMS macros also. What is BMS mean? Basic mapping support. And CSS provide assembler macros and assembly procedure to produce a physical map for execution, and we will create the symbolic description map for the program development. What is mean by physical map? Physical map like a constant and used for the convert the changes, and physical map is the constant and associate with attribute. What is mean by symbolic map? Can be manipulate the data after sending a data and receiving the data. We can able to do the physical symbolic map in the program development. For the physical map we can able to do through BMS map tools. And this is like how to prepare the map preparation and execution. The physical map, this is a physical map. This on the left side it is going to prepare the physical map, on the right side it will generate the symbolic map, how the map preparation will execute. The map definition macros are created input. In the left side it will click assembler, the macros, and the link edit, and the load library having the physical map. On the right side if you coming to the assembler, this is the symbolic map, and the copy library having the symbolic map. We can able to see what are the variables and its attributes. This is the main interview questions. Sometimes they will ask where the symbolic map will stored and where the physical map will store. We have to tell like a symbolic map will store in the copy library, and the physical map will be stored in the load library. Coming to some description, constant physical map is a table of the screen display field information, and the symbolic map description of the group of structure COBOL field definition. And the next video we will see how to create the physical symbolic map. In today we will discuss on the physical map creation. Library, this is a physical map reside in the program load library. In the left side the load library, and the symbolic map described in the copy library. And where we used physical map set is loaded when the program execution request and receive BMS services. A symbolic map placed in the source program by the compiler. If the map changes affect the symbolic map description, recompile all programs and with reference to copy book. If means if you want to change any map changes is there, you have to change the it affect the symbolic map description. We have to recompile all programs and in the copy book. Like we in the program we have defined the symbolic map by using copy statement. We have to make the it affect the symbolic map description. We have to recompile all symbolic maps. Let me start like this is a physical map content. How to define the physical map? It will start like a map set will define in the PPT table. PPT table nothing but processing program table. Sometimes the interview also like ask questions of what is the where the map set will define. We have to tell in the it will define in the PPT table. And like a map set will start like how to identify the map set in the macros. To identify the map set, like we have like a BMS macro name DFH MSD like a map set definition. It will start like a map set definition, and under the map set definition we can able to create n number of maps. There is no limit for the creation of the maps, like a 256 16. Sometimes some people will tell no, there is no limit for the creation of the, and each map set we can able to create n number of maps. Like to identify the maps we have to have like a BMS macro name MDI parameter. This is the MDA parameter. Under one map name we can able to define m number of fields. And to identify the field definition, we have the macro name FDF. Under each, like this is the map name. Under each map name we can able to create a number of fields. Similar like another map. This is a one map, and like under the map set, another map set, it start again the map specification, same MDI and MDF. To start another map name, we have to define again the MDI parameter here. Same if it repeated here, that's why it not mentioned here. Like same if it repeated the map definition, field definition. But it like how to identify the map set has been ended by using, we have to define with the type is equal to final, and the macro name we have to mention DMSD as the type is equal to final to end the like a map set. The map set is a resource which must be defined in the CICS by the system programmer. BMS uses the physical map both for input and output operations. We can able to define one operation for the map can be used for both in an input and output operation for the same map set. Let's start. We'll design one sample layout for the physical map. This is a screen layout documentation, overview of the documentation, how we are going to prepare physical protected field, like a name I want to display in particular this position, and this is the date field I have to define here, and like stock number I am going to define in this particular row, and this is like a length parameter, and this is a protected field stopper. Once my cursor is placed here, I want to stop, I don't want to enter the stock number. Next, like I am going to enter the quantity, and this is the layout of the constant field. I mean, this is the constant user data, whatever the C text, the quantity, this is a constant data quantity is displaying. This is a numeric field, how to define the numeric field. And this is like unprotected field, like a stock number is an unprotected field. How to protect this field, we can able to see. These are the some parameters is there. Protected field means cannot be changed, unprotected means we can able to change the data. Cursor can be interpreted as an invitation to start re-entry. Here the stopper field after the named field. This is the named field and the stopper field here. Protected field cursor setting, and where we are going to provide name should be lock the keyboard and serving the warning field overrun. Like sometime after entering the name field, I don't want to enter the name field, I can able to see the stopper field, the cursor move to the next position. How to, that's called stopper field. Here see, I was mentioned here the how to mention the stopper field. After the stock number has been entered, like you should not enter the allowed to enter the other stock number field. There are some other parameters like how to mention the stock protected and protected field, and how what is an auto skip mean, the cursor will automatically move into the next unprotected field. What is the num means, whenever you are going to enter the numeric value 0 to 9 values, then we have to specify the num field. And MDT, this is the main one of the interview questions. What is an MDT means, modified data tag. What is going to happen if the MDT is on? MDT on means nothing but the user data can be transmitted to program. And what will happen if the MDT is off means no data transmitted to the program. And the MDT can be set initially set on when you define attribute coding fset parameter. We can able to do by using MDT on off through macros, or we can able to do fset parameter. We can able to see in the macros definition how we can able to define that MDT on off or fset parameter. And I see nothing but insert cursor. Default, if you want to place the cursor any of the unprotected field, this is one of the field like to place the cursor into the screen. Attribute a character, it is a 1 byte character field to place the cursor into the field. Like I am going to define one sample. This is a screen layout. Whatever we are going to prepare sample overview of the layout of the screen. Yesterday session I told like the screen having like a 24 rows and divide like a 80 columns. You can able to see it like a start from 1 24 rows here, 1 2 3 till 24 rows, and columns is having 1 2 3 till 80 columns here. In the previous section we told like we have to define the name has been defined in the second row, and the stock number, quantity, they are defining these are the type of field, and this is the starting field, and you can able to see these are the, and here like a date field I want to display here this in this position. Let me define how to we can able to create this as a sample for the macros by using sample macros. Yeah, this is like a sample macros we will be able to create in HDF tool like a 3.4 in the member. First we have to define the map set parameter like a map set name. What is the map set name here? Map set A. And to start like a map set we already told like we have to use one of the parameter. These are like a BMS macro fields. We call it BMS macros. DFH MSD to start a map set definition, and type is equal to here sys parameter, like we can able to pass through system parameter like through palm parameter, and mode is equal to in output means we are using the same map set like a input and output field means I am going to send not only the text field I am going to receive the value whatever they enter the data from maps. That's why I mentioned in the in out field. And terminal means is like all terminal, whatever the terminal we are going to use, either 3 to 70 terminal, any other terminals is there like we are going to use. And the language means we are going to develop here we can by using COBOL here. Even we can able to develop like other programming languages, so like we have to define here PL1 or assembler. We have to define like what are the type of language you are going to use here for these macros. And terminal input and output prefix means yes here, like starting of the 12 byte has been reserved for the here the first 12 bytes. Why we are mentioning the, we will see how in the symbolic map parameter why we are mentioning the terminal input output prefix is an S. And storage is an auto. By what is mean by storage in an auto means we don't know what is the length of the these macros, then we have to define storage in auto, because sometimes if you modify the any of the, if you mention like a storage is equal to some particular length like 1900, sometimes you are going to add one of the field another field, the storage may be increased. At that time you have to increase the storage 1900 to again 1900, like I have added like a one of the field again 80 characters, then you have to define again 1980 instead of mentioning storage as a 1900 you can mention storage as an auto. That's why you will mention storage in auto. And next it will start first from the order M. It is like a map name. Earlier we defined like a map set name. Now we have to define the what is the map. Map will start like a to identify the what is the map macro name MDI parameter. Size is the 24 by 80. Under this screen I am going to occupy the whole map set. A map is, we can able to create n number of maps in the same screen. Some screen like I am going to currently I am going to occupy the whole screen 24 by 80. That's why I am going to mention here size is 2480. Sometimes we will able to see some one of the pop-up screen, right? I want to display one screen error message in the pop-up screen. We can at that time we have to mention size is equal to what are the pop-up size window we can able to display. Like I want to display some pop-up window in the small window next screen. That we can able to define in the size as like I am going to define some 10 rows and 20 columns. Then in the next small window in the map set, there at that time you can able to reduce the size here like a 10 into 20 columns. But here currently this map I am going to occupy the whole screen like a whole 24 rows and 80 columns. That's why I am going to mention here 24 comma 80 rows into columns here. And what line is equal to 1 means what at what line number you are going to start the map name here. first line number and the column number 1 here. It will start from here map number. And DFH, this is to define that earlier told I want to define it to start the fields. Now maps is defined. Now we are going to define the fields. To start the defining the field, MDF is a parameter, and date field. What is the name of the macro name? I use date field. And position. At what position I want to display this date field. Here you can able to see the position, row number comma column number. Here I was mentioned like a 1 comma 20 means row number is 1 and 20 column position. You can able to see row number 1 and column number 20 position here. Here I want to going to displaying the date field here. That's why I have mentioned like a position 1 comma 20 and length is an occupy 8 for the date field. DD mm YYR YYYY mm DD format, any format whatever the system defined, those length I am going to mention here. The first parameter, date parameter. That's why I was mentioning the length is an 8 and attribute is an auto skip. Once the date parameter is displayed, I want to move the cursor is in a next unprotected field. That's why attribute is an auto skip. Otherwise cursor will not be moved into the next field. We have to particularly we have to move your cursor mouse point to move the next cursor, or like tab you have to use. Instead of mentioning, we can able to by using system also we can, when the attribute parameter is there, to move automatically cursor into the automatic unprotected field, we have to mention here auto skip parameter. This is the date field is done. Only the date is here. I am going to display the date here only. Next is now date field is done. And to define the initial name parameter, next is now date field is done. Now I am going to start the name field. Name field means here the text is displaying here name. Then I want to display the name. What is my name here after the name field? That's why to start and immediately name field, what is the position you are going to display the cursor of position 2 comma 1. The row number is the 2 and position is the 1. Column number is the 1. So here where is the cursor will go 2 comma 1. The once the date field is entered, automatic cursor will come into the 2 comma 1. So that's why I mentioned 2 comma 1 the position name, and the length is a 4. Initial is the text. Here the length is nothing but this text. What is the name? How many characters? NAME 4 length. That's why we have to mention the length. How many characters you are going to occupy? Length is a 4 here. Once it is done, attribute is an auto skip means this name has been defined as attribute. The cursor move to the unprotected field here. That's why the I mentioned attribute as a auto skip means earlier in the length also I define attribute as a auto skip. Now I am going to define the what is the name parameter here. What is the difference between previous line number means previous line number I had displayed only the text. Now I am going to enter the value into the name field. That's why I am going to define as a name as a macro field. It is not matter whatever your here like macro name you have to define whatever and which position you are going to enter the data user, then only that position only you have to define a name field macro name. We should not display like hard coded text as a name here. We should not display those here in the name as in the top of the field. We have to define this name field as a wherever we are going to enter the user data, those from that position onwards we have to mention the macros. Why we are defined this position we will see in the symbolic map generation. We will discuss there how the symbolic map will be displayed corresponding how it will accept the program. Why we are defining the symbolic map. We will discuss that one in the symbolic map that will come in the next lesson. But currently we have to remember this one. Name field will we are going to define in the macro like wherever the cursor the data actual data from the we are going to enter the here name field my name here Nagendra N start like here one position. That's why I mentioned here the name field. position 2 comma 6, row number 2 and position is 6, means row number 2. Where is the row number 2? And I am going to start my cursor here 2 comma 6. Cursor will start place here 2 comma 6 and the length is the 20. I am going to occupy the length is the 20. Attribute is unprotected and the insert cursor means it will insert in the cursor. Unprotected means I am going to entering the data here, that's why I mentioned the unprotected field. Insert cursor means the cursor will place here. Length is 20 here. I am going to enter my name has a mean 20 characters, that's why you can start like here. Cursor will start from 1 to 20 characters. It will end here. See, I go coded already 26. It will end 26 position. See, in the next next line number. Earlier I was mentioned length is 20 and next line. See, DFH MDF and position once the 20 characters has been entered. Now, how do I know the 20 characters has been entered? We have to mention that parameter also. See, once our cursor is came on 27 position. That's why I mentioned here 2 comma 27 and the length is 1 and attribute protected. Means whenever the cursor is came and after entering the 26 position, the cursor will come onto 27. Means protected. I was mentioned here. See, protected means I should not allow to enter the cursor at the 27 line number, 27 column number. I want to allow enter the only 20, length is a 20. That's why I was mentioned after 27. It should like a cursor will be protected. I should not allow to enter the cursor after 26. The length is allowed 20. 27 is a protected. Cursor should not allow to enter the any characters in the 27. So I have mentioned 2 comma 27. The my cursor is a protected, should not allow enter the data. Now where is my cursor? Now again the next field. Here the name field is over. I want to next start from the stock field. To start stock field, here you should not mention this stock field in the top one, because earlier I told for the name field wherever you are going to enter the user data, there we have to define the stock field parameter. Here I am not starting here. Before starting entering the user data, I just before entering the stock number, I want to display the stock number text also, right? To display the text, I have to code it here. Position 3 comma 1. It start length is 8. Initial means whatever you are mention here stock number, the text will be displayed here. That's why I was mentioned here. Initial is a stock. Attribute is a auto skip. It will move cursor wheel to the next parameter. Here, see here that macronym is started stock. The attribute stock number I have mentioned. This is a user defined, whatever you can able to mention. These parameter will be used in the program. We'll discuss those parameters in the program. But length is a maximum 8 characters. You can able to see the whatever the position here 1 to 7, the maximum 7 characters it allowed to enter the data. And even the macros will also start from the 1 to 7 here, and even 10 is to macro start here, and that 17 line number to start the subparameters of the macros. And whenever the continuation of the line number, see earlier terminal is all here. I want to start from the next language and all, means it start from the 16th line number, similar like our JCL. And here the stock number is started, and we coming to the stock number. I am going to user has been entered the stock number at what position 3 comma 10. The line number 3 and column number 10. Here the cursor is position here. That's why length is a 6 here. I am going to enter the length is a 6 here. Stock number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Like here stock number 6 and attribute is unprotected means. And here I am going to enter the num characters. If you are default, if you are not mention any parameter, then alphanumeric will take. But if you are going to mention particularly numeric allow only to enter means, you can enter like a num value. Earlier I was mentioned num name parameter. I was not mention any parameter here, unprotected IC only. What data type it will take means alphanumeric X. In COBOL it is X. Similar like if you are particularly you have mentioned here num parameter means what is the picture class it will take in the COBOL means 9 numeric field. That's why I am particularly mentioned here number numeric only should allow, and DFH MDF like a position 3 comma 17. Whenever the 3 comma 17 is there, wherever the cursor came to 3 comma 17, the my cursor will skip into the next unprotected field, auto skip. I use similar like now stock number is done. Now wherever the I want to here the 17 came, now it will move like it's unprotected field, it will come here. Next I have to define the quantity field. The quantity field means I have to define before the initial I have to define the text has to define where is the cursor my position will go 4 comma 1 and length 8 nothing but here the quantity the text of the length, and attribute auto skip I have mentioned here. Similar like quantity nothing but wherever the cursor user data has been entered we have to define that there it have to define the quantity DFH 4 comma 10, the length is the 10 again here attribute unprotected and number field. Once it is done like a 4 comma 10 characters, it is done. Now unprotected numbers only at allow. One it is done like a 4 comma 21 whenever the cursor is came 4 comma 21. Now here like a I don't have any other fields here, right? I see here none of the fields is there like quantity. Now cursor, where is the cursor will go? Now I am going to define like a DFH MDF whenever the cursor is came 4 comma 21, length is 1, attribute is protected. After 21 here the like see here my cursor I should not allow to user to enter the data in the 21 position. That's why I was mentioned like a length is a attribute parameter is protected. Now I define one more parameter message. Here I don't because see guys here there is some you can able to see the difference. Earlier I was mentioned like a DFH MDF here after immediate of the field initial quantity is there because quantity it will display here quantity field. In the message parameter see I have not mentioned any message here and the position is 24 comma 1. Where is the 24 line number 24 and 1? Here I don't want to display the text as a MSG, that's why I not mention here initial as a MSG, but I am using it like whatever the cursor means I want to display what is the message here, that's why I mentioned like MSG parameter to identify the where is the my cursor will go. Next 24 comma length and the 71 75 I have used, the cursor will go here, message will display here like a length is 75 characters. Why we will mention in the length is 75 means whenever the user say like I want to display what is an error message here whenever the why I mention a message in the bottom 24 comma 1. Sometimes user has been entered the wrong value wrong name. I want to display this error message where I can able to display in the message parameter I am going to use in the program. You can able to see that in the program definition why I mention here MSG parameter, and length is the error message will display in the start from the 24 comma means 24 line number, and it like start from column number 1. That's why these macros I am using here, the error message will display here, that's why I use MSG parameter here. Length I am going to use attribute means auto skip, it will go like a here the my all map definition is done. See in the all my map macros has been finished the coding. Now I am going to end the map. How to end the map like a map set has been ended. Now I coded like a DFH MSD type is equal to final. I don't have any other maps also in the next I have defined only one maps here, because how to identify how many maps is there in one map set by using DFH MDI, and here I want to end the map set, that's why I am going to have coded like DFH MSD type is equal to final, and end also I coded like to end the compiler listing error. See we can able to see these are like a map set can be hold several map, most map set can hold one map one, and in the term called like a map can be contained sometimes generally refer the map set within a map. Map set are defined using assembler macros, and therefore you must obey the assembler coding rule, and label must be begin in the column 1. This label, whatever the map set labels we call, these are labels, and macros, these are like a macro names. Whatever DFH MSD we call like a macro names, and these are the labels. And macros will start from the 10th column number 10. Operator begin in column number 16 or 17 in this case, since the macros are six characters. These macros are six characters in there. And continuation line must be non-blank character in the line number 72. We have to define in the 72 column number as an X parameter non-blank character, and continuation in the next 16 line number. That's why this is the basic coded, and some of the interview some of the questions we will see how the macros, what are the questions in the macros we will see, and what is the macros we can able to see here. And like input, earlier like I told, like input parameter I coded input in output parameter. That's why like what is it mean by in output means mode is equal to in, like input for field use, out is like a output for use. Just now in the currently in the for today's session we discussed mode is equal to input means it like a both defined as an input. Now it is asking, can you have like a one is an input map and another an output map in the same map set? No, we are using the same map as an input and output. That's why the answer is no. And name of the specification, what is the map set name here? Map set name nothing but MFs. Earlier we have seen like a what is the map set name here we have defined. You can see like a this is the map set name. This is the map set name. So what is the question for this one? They are like ask what is the map set name here? Map set name here, this one. And what is the map name here? What is the map name here? DFA, whichever wherever the start is like MDA parameter, this is the map name. Order M. In this case, what is the map name here? Like a MDI. Order M. And what is the first name field here? Date field is the first name field. Date field. MDI parameter will how to identify the map name in DFH MDI, and macro they are asking what is an MSD parameter. And significant field position, DFH MDA position is called as does this specify the position of the attribute byte on the screen? Means yes. In the previous screen we can able to see like a DFH MDF parameter in the position. DFH MDF, where is the DFH MDF position parameter? We can able to specify the where it will identify the position is yes, means cursor will place that position. And DFH parameter length specify the byte excluding the attribute byte, means yes, this is like length. We are earlier we told like what is the length parameter here. DFH MDF length is 20 character. It excluded the attribute byte, means attribute means here name. It will contain the only whatever the user has been data, those parameter. That's why it is called like a AS parameter. What is an initial here? During the execution, does this field data come from the physical map or like a from the application program? No, this is coming from physical map. It will not come from the program because we already defined this is in the initial as the text only to display in the maps. Although not required, DFH MDF macro should be coded in the sequence by screen position to maximize the performance. What does mean? This means like this is an order of the sequence of the field. Like I cannot able to means I can able to code like a date field in the bottom and quantity field in the top and name field in the after the stock number. But your position, wherever you are going to pass the position number, that should be displayed in the proper order like a screen, the same as the screen definition here, this one. But as a performance they are telling like it should like a code in the order wise, even to identify the any developer he can able to understand without having the much deeper scratching his head. To identify we have to define in the macro size in the First start with the line number from 1 to line number 1 to 24, like that you have to mention in the order of the field, where the name field will come in the first one stock number, because the line numbers start in the 2 and stock numbers will start line number 3, and quantity will start number 4. To identify the developer easily, we have to mention in the order wise. Otherwise it like a user will, the developer will get like a understanding the macros is like a difficult. That's why we have to mention this order of the sequence in the macros. Yeah, that's all, friend. This is like a overview of how to create the physical map. And tomorrow session we'll see how to create the symbolic map, and how to pass the data from say, symbolic map to the program, how the map has been received earlier. Like a, in this session we are told like a, how to user has been entered the data in this parameter like a 1 to 20 character. We are told how the user has been received this data into this screen particularly. Those screen will display, we'll discuss on tomorrow session for the symbolic map parameter. That's all for the today session. If you like my content, and please share, subscribe my channel, please share to your friends. This is like a CSE is mostly now demand is increasing, and most of the project now asking like a CSE is one of the basic knowledge is required for the many projects, because most of the banking, insurance and healthcare project running on the CSES. So please learn the CSES and share, subscribe my channel. If you are having any comment, please comment. Please encourage my channel, guys. Thank you all.